Afternoon, everybody. Andrew and I are here at Mambad Dam this afternoon. This is where we've decided to start because we are hot. And we thought if we are hot, then all the animals must be hot too. And the more we look, the more we see. It does actually seem like there are terrapins in the water. Can you see what I'm looking at, Andrew? Oh, okay, are they? Terrapins there, let's see. It is a terrapin. Okay. Great, it's terrapins. That's very cool. So they're our water-dwelling chelodian. We have the terrapins, well actually they're freshwater, and then turtles, which are saltwater, generally in the ocean, and then tortoises, which are terrestrial on land. I know everybody often calls them, all of them, turtles, but that's technically incorrect. Freshwater in the ocean, in the dams, my goodness, I'm getting myself confused. Freshwater in the dams, like we're seeing here, and tortoises are on the land, and then of course in the ocean are the turtles, the real turtles. Now in this area, we could, if we weren't having a closer look, actually be mistaken. So even though we can assume that we're looking at terrapins by the fact that it's got a shell and a neck and it looks out the water, leopard tortoises, which we've been seeing very frequently on Rietspruit, are actually one of the only tortoise species that actually swim. Most other tortoise species just sink, but leopard tortoises have been known to spend quite a bit of time in dams, especially when it's really hot. And trust me, it's really hot. All summers are warm, all summers are very, very hot, but no summer has ever felt quite like this one. And maybe next year we'll say the same thing.
Hope not.
Anyway, let's say a quick hello to all of our pack members. Hello, Carol and Brian and Bob and Becky and Elsa and Jennifer, Mary. I think I've got all of you. Did I say Brian? If I've missed any of you, then I'm very sorry. Just say hello, and I'll see it. I'll see it, and I'll say a special hello to you. Andrew has zoomed in on the Egyptian geese, which are where they always are this time of the year and at this dam. Plodding along. Doot, doot, doot. We watched some fun behavior recently where a different pair came in and chased a pair from a dam, and then that pair came and took over. They're very territorial, so that's why they're always here, I suppose. I see we have a question, Becky. Are there warthogs? Yeah, we do have warthogs. We actually have one that lives around our house. Haven't seen him in a few days. Have you seen him? No, maybe he's vanished. But oh, he was at the camp earlier, so he is fine. But I haven't seen one in a little while. I saw a massive one today, but that wasn't here. That was in the wildlife estate. It was an absolutely huge warthog. It kind of looked like the length of a basset. You know, those like long stretched out dogs. And then the height of, well, my knee, like knee height. It was a monster of a warthog. Anyway, this dam is beautiful and it's lovely to sit here. Oh, what's going on there? Can you see the dung in the water? There's a lot of splashing going on at that elephant dung. Oh, it's a monitor lizard. A water monitor. Look at that beautiful coloration around its neck. Slow moving, flat tail for swimming. That's very cool. He's been hiding in the water. I haven't seen him. And perhaps he's getting into the elephant dung where there's all sorts of beautiful grubs hiding. There you go. Snacking. Found a tasty morsel. Anyway, everyone, while we're thinking about it, for our pack members, if you would like a picture of the beautiful Siseka leopard, the thorny bush leopard. I took this picture on a private safari recently, and that's why the keyword is travel. All of our pack members, if you're one of our pack members and you have not yet emailed info@paintedDog.tv, you need to do so with the keyword travel. It should be on screen right now. But that picture is available to all of our pack members. You can get it in high resolution if you just email us the keyword. It's always fun choosing our keyword photos for you. And it's really fun being able to get one that's my favorite animal. Okay, he is digging there, but I fear if we get any closer, we're going to scare it off. So let's just see. What I think is happening here is that this monitor lizard is looking for food. The way it was moving the elephant dung, checking what's beneath it. If you lift up an piece of elephant dung, you'll often see a whole lot of termites and even other animals, especially this time of the year. There's always the potential for dung beetles. So I think that's probably what's going on. She, probably a she because it's big, is quite far away. But it came out the water as though it had been in there for a long time. We didn't watch it go in, so it's been here at least 5 minutes. That's very cool. Becky, any piglets? Any warthog piglets? There are some around. Andrew says there was some on Camp Cam yesterday. But honestly, I don't feel like we've seen a huge amount yet. I think we saw some, I've seen some recently on Leadwood. And they are around. They have had their piglets. There's lots of little piglets around, but I can't actually think of one specific little warthog family that I've seen regularly and recently. All right, I think we're going to leave the dam and this monitor lizard. It's very tricky to see, but it is beautiful. Oh, there he is. As I said, it's tricky to see. It lifted its head for us. How obliging. Andrew and I were hoping that we could find the wild dogs, but unfortunately they're on Kaya, so we're going to have to stay a little bit more local this evening. I think what we'll do is head up, do a loop, see what we can find, and take it from there. See what the evening brings us. There's a rhino. Oh, there's a rhino, everybody. You know, just coming to us. Maybe I'll just stay put. Scent marking. This is super cool. Making his way towards the dam, no doubt. Oh, this could be beautiful, especially if he comes and has a drink and a wallow. Oh, I love them. So cool. Check that booty. Oh, this could be very entertaining. This is right on schedule. Rhinos. coming to drink at the end of the day, at the end of a very hot day? No, surely not. You're not just bypassing, are you? You might be finding the best approach, the easiest way to get close enough to the water. You might just be on a mission. It'd be quite funny. I think he's figuring out his best angle of approach towards the water. Up, stopping for a snack along the way. He has wallowed today already. Look, you can see the dry clumps of mud on his derriere. And they don't look that dry. So sometime today he's been wallowing. Now notice how he's gone for the beautiful green grass there. Grass that will be so supple and lush because it's growing in such beautiful conditions. We're just going to spend some time with him. Let's see if I can get his notch number. You're right, Carol. If we just sit at the dam, everything comes to us, especially when it's been as hot as it has been. I've been really pleasantly surprised by how productive the dams have been, especially since I expected them to lose some productivity, given that it is very hot these days. Oh, I'm sorry, not that it's hot, that it's been raining quite a bit. And with a lot of rain, the pools, seasonal pools, all full. So animals don't have to come to the big water sources. But because it's been absolutely cooking, it's meant that animals are congregating around the large water sources. Okay, his left ear looks like he's got at least 3. This is notch number. Excuse the bouncing, everybody. We're dealing with a whole bunch of flying, biting insects. He really isn't actually drinking. He's not interested just yet. I'm going to see if we can get a little closer, maybe get a view from the front. Sneak on forward. I was hoping he was going to come and wallow. Oh my goodness, Andrew. This little bird that's been flying in and out of the water. I thought it was I didn't know. Yeah, that's a great one, especially for some of your bird lists. Oh, beautiful. Let me get my binos on him. I thought it was something else. I've been watching it for a few minutes, but I didn't realize that it was a tiny little kingfisher. Oh, wow. That's what I'm looking at. So Andrew's just said, is it a pygmy? And that's honestly what my knee jerk was. It's far away. Let me just check. I do think it looks like a pygmy. But that'd be super cool. And now, of course, it's hiding a little bit. But wow. It's funny because it's been catching my eye for the last... Yeah, it is an African pygmy kingfisher. That's what I thought it was, but it's... I don't know when last I saw a pygmy kingfisher. That's so cool. I know whose list is lacking an African pygmy kingfisher. Carol's. No, I'm sure she's seen one. She just has to have a new list. Carol's list got deleted recently. Yay! That's awesome. Really, really awesome. I feel very chuffed about that. It looks like Ringo. Yes, Carol. Ringo, number 3. It is a pygmy. The birds are really colourful, Becky, and this time of the year we have even more birds that are beautiful because all the migrants are here. So the pygmy kingfisher is such a winner. It's so funny. I've been seeing it flying there for the last 5 minutes or so, and I've been thinking, actually, embarrassingly, I thought that it was an African paradise wider, and I wasn't looking. I was watching the terrapins. I was very engrossed by the terrapin activity. There are two of them there. There's the one in frame, and then one up to the left a little bit more in the open, I think. There, yeah. Awesome. So cool. What a little kingfisher. Of course, it's the smallest. The malachite's also a very little kingfisher. We have the smallest and the most colourful little bird, and the largest and the greyest big mammal. Almost the largest and almost the greyest, but I think the elephant will take the cake on that one. Okay, we are going to advance, head forward a little and see if we can enjoy a nice sighting of him and spend maybe 5-10 minutes here, and then we'll carry on. I had visions of him blazing and wallowing and rolling around like a happy, contented rhino, but he's just decided he's here for late afternoon tea. So this is Ringo. We know that because all of our rhinos, except for two, have ear notches. And their ear notches are cut in very specific and strategic places on the ear. And no two rhinos have the same combination code. And although I don't know every single rhino's name yet, I need to learn them. I need to get a sheet with them. I don't know if such a thing exists. I'll have to find out. We can find out what their notch number is just by looking at their ears. Has he lost all the fur on the tip of his tail? I think we've looked at this before. It's still very amusing. Look at that. Now he's hiding it. I'm shy. Don't look at my funny tail. Lovely. Well, while Ringo moves behind the bush, I think we're going to move on. We haven't gone very far from our backyard just yet, and things have just fallen into our lap. So, nice nose scratch. I don't know if I can reverse a bit if it's easier. And he was scratching his nose. He's going to spray now. Look at him. Stiff legs, breaking ground. Spray, spray, spray. Ooh. Extra sprays. It's not a set amount of urine or how many sprays they do, but sometimes it can just be one. Other times it's a few more. That was 4 pretty decent sprays. So maybe he's just really trying to make sure he's establishing his presence here. Although this is entirely within his territory, this is his zone. He's exactly who, if we see a bull rhino, he's who we expect to see. Fabulous. Thanks, Ringo. Thanks for starting the show off so beautifully, Ringo. Ringo the rhino. Now, let's carry on. Let's go a little east and then a little north, following our main road, Hoofpad. We're going to spread our wings and get a little bit further than 1 mile from camp, or less than 1 mile from camp. Hold on, Andrew. Well, that was a nice surprise. Shows when you stop to look at the small stuff, the big stuff comes to you. Now, Andrew and I left. We went out on a little adventure this morning, the two of us. It's only us in the house at the moment, and VM. VM's there too. Can't forget about VM. But we are 50% of the team, in fact less. Everybody is all spread out doing different things. And so Andrew and I hopped out this morning, went on a drive. Ooh, so many dragonflies. And we're lucky enough to catch up with the Cheetah brothers. I think they have been found. I mean, no real rush to get to them just yet because it's really hot. But they were hungry this morning. And a hungry cheetah is a cheetah we like because they are very successful hunters. So I'm going to try and get our timing right and just slip into that siding as it cools down in the hopes that they might attempt a hunt this evening. Stations, I'll be keen to head towards the 2 male cheetahs. I'm less than 10 out. The humidity is intensified, but the temperature of the day is actually lifting quite quickly. Plus, we have spent half an hour with rhinos and pygmy kingfishers and terrapins and Egyptian geese. And so time is right to slowly make our way in that direction. They were left, well, we left them not far from the boma, and I think they haven't moved very far from. Copy. I hope they do. I was just saying, I don't know when I was saying it, but I was talking about the fact that I haven't actually seen these cheetahs hunting. Oh, I've seen them hunting. I haven't seen them make a successful kill. Unlike Andrew and Gareth, who've been really watching them.
Looks like they're attempting a hunt.
Did you hear that? They look like they're hunting. So we are on the move. Hold on, Andrew. Hold on, friends. Pardon? Keep this up in the car. I'm kidding. Andrew's scared I'm going to throw him out the car. He says he's been thrown out by Brent. I don't know anybody who's been thrown out of a car except Andrew. That's not true. I actually do know some people.
I've got three Poole on West Front, just south of both of the
Oh, I forgot about telling people. Okay, if they are, it's amazing. That temperature has come off a tiny bit. It's still very hot. But it's incredible that whoever's with the cheetah now has reported that they're starting to hunt, and it's like so predictable, the time and the temperature. Although I thought that we'd have maybe 10 minutes more. I didn't expect them to start right now, but it makes sense. Luckily, I haven't heard anything more about them or what they're doing, which means that's a good thing. So they should be in a similar area. They won't have moved too far. The thing about cheetahs is obviously they're built and their tactic in hunting is speed. So if they decide they're going to get up and go, they're going to do it fast. Slow and calculated, and then quick and speedy. There's impala here on our left, good to know. Oh, something just hit me in the face. The bugs are hitting us in the face. That's okay. I don't mind the bugs. I know that for some, well, I know that they're not perfect, you know, but they're part of summer in the bushes, lots of bugs. Where are they? Pardon? Okay, there's a car moving quite quickly here. Hi! Okay, cool. Where did you last see them? Okay, cool. Thanks. Oh, I'm gonna go through, but I first just want to see, it looks like they're pointing over there, so I want to see where they're pointing. Lots of hands pointing in this direction from the vehicle in front of us. This is roughly where they were left this morning, typical. Got this song stuck in my head thanks to Andrew. Andrew gets a song stuck in his head and it stays there for like a month. Okay, now people are pointing, but I'm not actually seeing. I wonder if we go across. Yeah, they might know where they're going. There's a car in front of us that is. Looks like it's moving with intention. Hi.
Yeah, how you doing? No, can't complain. You see them? They went after them. There's some impala there having a look this direction. So it didn't look like they got anything, but I don't know. Alrighty. There's no confirmation that they did or did not get anything.
Pretty good.
Good to see you again. Yeah, you guys been on?
No, 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 we'll stay. We're just going to loop around. I'll give them a wide berth. Are we moving on? No, we're staying right here. Okay. Let's check. So we're checking mainly on the left. But Guy was just saying that he watched them run in, but there's no confirmation if they made the kill or didn't. These boys are pretty good. I mean, they don't have 100% strike rate. No cheetah does. I don't think.
Let's see, you have a tour spot just south of Lowveld of South
Okay, Andrew. Your eyes peeled. It's quite thick in here on the left. A great area if you were a cheetah to have made a kill. Lots of open area and then into the thick stuff where, yeah, I'm not going to push through. It's another road not far from here, so we're just going to try and see if we can hop onto that and then look this way. There they are. They might, no they didn't, no did they? No. Okay, they're up in front of us. Do you know who what the name of the person was who we just passed? Oh, okay. Go there. Beautiful, yay! A swing and a hit. Okay, I think how the cars are going to find us. Stations, I'm approaching the 2 male cheetah. I'm with them, oops.
Leaving 3 rhinos in Rietspruit, about 100 meters south of Lowveld of South Africa.
Oh, they are performing, coming straight towards us. This is exquisite. It's nice to see them. Hi guys. A walk by from our 2 dominant male cheetah. This is not terrible. They are hungry. Their bellies are quite concave, so they definitely need to eat. They've gone behind us now.
I've got visual of one of these animals when I heading back south. We'll fight.
Who's that?
That's the head.
Copy. I'm with both of them. They're slowly mobile southeast. Watch out, Andrew. Things might flick up here. I'm going to give them a wide berth, everybody. I think that they are still interested in these impala in the area. Oh, that's so pretty. This one here. Beautiful with the sun's rays. This cheetah in front of us is smelling. He's been smelling quite intently. I wonder if there's something that's in the area that's drawing his attention.
It's got chowed by a horsefly. It is a horsefly.
So look at that belly. You can see he's hungry. Now, he could have been sniffing the ground for any reason. It could have been to smell if any other cheetah have been in the area. We know that if they have been, it would likely be Mambad and her cub, because they are cheetahs we know to be in this area. It's unlikely that it's an unknown individual, because obviously this is a fenced reserve. Not impossible, but very unlikely. There was another cheetah and her cub on this property, but we haven't seen them in 6 months. I've never seen them, because I have not been here 6 months yet. Sorry. I'm just going to go around you. Around and ahead. It's unlikely it's that one. We do have a branch that we've caught, but I'm just going to pull it for a little bit longer so that we can see the Cheetah. Got it. Got it. Okay, I'll deal with the branch in a second. I just want to position us. Super cool, everybody. Look at him scent marking there the same way, although very similar, not exactly the same, as the rhino did, also scent marking. But this is a little different. This male is using the elevation, his scent marking on an elevated surface like this tree, and that's very clever, because if his scent is higher up, an intruding male might think that he's bigger than he is. So it's all games and trickery out here. Also, they'll jump up on a high object like a tree or a termite mound, or you might even have seen some controversial pictures in East Africa of cheetahs on vehicles. Now, we don't really condone that kind of thing, but the cheetahs do this because they want to have vantage point. So they hop up onto higher objects to help them see further. And like I've also said, it helps them. If they scent mark higher, then another cheetah might think that they're bigger than they are. So cool, man. So cool. A little bit of defecation. It's not a emptying of the bowels. It's a scent marking thing. And he's the one who's been sniffing around in this area, so he's acting as though he's picked up a smell, and he's laying his smell down in response to whatever he's picked up. Maybe Mambad has been in this area, and even more maybe her body is starting to get ready for breeding. Not yet, because she still obviously has her baba with her. But at some point that will happen. Oh, what a show. What a show. So cool. This is awesome. This is beautiful. We know that he's facing in the direction of where the impala were. His brother's now up as well on the left. He was not up, but he's up, and he's also moving, so they're in sync. They're going to head towards those impala, I'm sure. Be so cool. All right. It's follow them. Definitely got a branch stuck. Definitely got a branch stuck. I think. Nope, maybe not. Doesn't sound like it anymore. Hello. So cute. So fun, Andrew. The little boy on that car, very, very little. Having a look at some cheetah. We're also having a look at some cheetah, aren't we? See how I just used his tail there to flick a fly away. There are a lot of biting insects. You may have heard Andrew's performance earlier. He did get bitten though, so it was justified.
Horsefly, not even fly.
Proper horsefly. But it serves us right. Andrew and I come out on these drives and we don't bring any insect repellent. And then every time we say, oh, we should, we never do. Just want to give the others behind us a little bit of space. They want to go past. We're just going to stick it out with them. We're not going to leave there. We're going to see what transpires here, because I think that they probably will try hunt. They've separated quite a lot, so it could be that they look like they're heading back towards the same area. Sometimes they'll split out and start flanking, and one will chase and the other one will.
I'm going to go in 2 stations there, animals from Mambad Dam south, on the west south of Burma. We'll get visuals of 2 vehicles that are in the fight. Copy, thank you.
So there's a couple of cars leaving and coming in. It's going to be a little bit disruptive with cars, but we're just going to stay put for as long as we can, just in case these males do something exciting. Let's get a bit closer. It's just us now. Hold on, Andrew. Oh, I'm so grateful that we burnt this area. Yeah, they're both leaving. Both of the cars are leaving, but somebody else is coming in. So it's actually quite good if there's only a few vehicles. It'll make it even easier for them to hunt. We don't impact their hunt, or at least we try our best not to. But I always feel like the animal has the bestest chance of all when there's little to no interference. But like I said, we do our best to not interfere in any way. Careful. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Okay, should come through that gap. So pretty. They move so silently. Patiently. Moving, stopping, waiting, moving. And then they wait and they listen and they look. It's going to lie down. Big yawn. the moon is also very bright at the moment, which will assist these cheetah, because as the moon is bright, their eyesight is much better after dark because they have more light to work with. That's cool, hey? But tonight it's not going to get very cool. Andrew and I were looking. I'm going to just reverse and straighten up. Are you happy? Okay. Andrew and I were chatting, and the temperature does not, oops, does not cool down tonight. So even if they want a cool evening with a moonlit sky, it's going to be a very difficult one for them. It's going to be very hot. They are such beautiful boys. Mary? Carol, will another female cheetah be introduced? There's definitely going to be conversations about that kind of thing. We have space for another one since the other female hasn't been seen for such a long time. But we'll have to see. There's always plans in the Cheetah Metapopulation Initiative to use the space that we have for cheetahs and to diversify the genetics. So I'm sure that there are conversations about bringing on another female. Jennifer, is there a common South African name or word for cheetah? I mean, I think we just call them cheetahs. The Shangaan word is Skankan, or actually it's like Skankankang, but I don't say that very well. I'm not very good with my Shangaan accent. But really, I mean, we call them cheetahs because they're cheetahs. In Afrikaans, they're jagluiperd. Which directly translates to hunting leopards. Quite a funny thing to translate to, because leopards hunt too. I love how orange the cheetah's eyes are. And those whiskers are showing up so beautifully as well. These pretty boys. It feels so restful to be with these male cheetahs. It's interesting because even though the temperature had cooled down a bit earlier, it feels like the humidity's intensified and that it's actually got warmer in the last 10 or so minutes. But our temperatures this evening are expected, we were chatting about it, expected to stay around 30 degrees all throughout the night, which is the high 80s if you talk Fahrenheit, into the 90s, which is really hot to sleep in. You can see that these cheetahs are hot the way they're panting, trying desperately to just cool their system down. I can't imagine what it must be like to have a perpetual winter coat. You can see how beautifully there you can see his claws that are the tip of his paw there. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, a lot of people will say that a cheetah is different because its claws don't retract. But technically, that's not true. They they don't retract all the way, but there is a degree of protraction and retraction that happens during hunting or running fast. They are semi-retractable claws. That is the technical term. They are not non-retractable claws. But it is one of the features that distinguishes a cheetah, particularly in tracks, from any other of the big cats that have completely retractable claws. I think they've given up hunting, at least for now. They really need to hunt though. They could use a good meal. It's so interesting the way wild, particularly predators, live, is they gorge themselves, and then, I mean, it's, you know, not by choice, but then they'll end up starving themselves if they have a couple of days of unsuccessful hunts or hunts that have been stolen by another species. So these males, if they made a kill now, within 10 minutes, they would look like they'd swallowed a beach ball. So they have this incredible capacity to live in a feast or famine state of being. Right now, they definitely tend towards the famine. Hungry. I always think that the movement of a cheetah's tail, especially the way it just moved its tail, often reminds me of a snake. Far more graceful in their tail movements than you'd expect. And I always think that snakes are far more graceful in their movements than we give them credit for. Especially with a cheetah, because it's got that flat tail. So it looks like one of the hooded snakes lifting its head. I think they're going to rest and take it easy. Maybe we should carry on and see what else we can find. Happy to continue? We're happy to continue. It was exciting when they were moving around and threatening to hunt, and you never know, they might continue to move around and threaten to hunt. But I think let's leave them and see what else we can find. We've already been so lucky with the rhino and the cheetah and the kingfisher, and so who knows what the second hour of our drive will hold. Should be good. You should be. I think I'm just going to go out forward. Hi guys, nice to see you. Good to spend some time. What happened? You're right. Andrew got a tree in his eye. It's tough. Okay, so oh, we're not leaving. Look what happens, look what's over here, everybody. Really not very far from where the cheetahs are. There's two impalas moving across. We'll leave in a second if they don't take note of them. But they're well within striking range of a cheetah. It's interesting, if this was a lion or a leopard, we would think, it's very unlikely. But a cheetah can cover these distances in no time at all. The impalas seem to have little to no idea that the cheetah are in this area, or just don't know if them lying down like that, if they're going to be able to see. I'm just going to reposition so that we're on the road. I'm going to stay as neutral as I can, not get in the way of this, but if they've seen them, it would be super cool. For everyone except, of course, the impala. That's not super cool. Oh man. Nope. Just want to check. I don't even think that these cheetah have responded. No. You see, unfortunately, where they're lying is they're too low. So they need a bit more of that vantage point. If they had been sitting on a termite mound or on that fallen over tree, they would have stood far more of a chance. But unfortunately, lying down flat on the ground in the grass, these cheetah are actually very safe at the moment. The cheetah, the impala are very safe. Thank you. Not the cheetah. I mean, they're safe too, we hope. All right, let's turn around. That was exciting while it lasted. I want to turn around because I want to drive up Seskunt, see if there's any sign of those male lions who were there this morning. Because it would be nice to see some male lions. Hold on. Also, not a bad idea to just go past the cheetahs once more. I'm always nervous to leave them this time of the day. You never know how their behavior could change. I know. Yep, flat cats. We carry on and see. We might intercept rhino bull number 3 if he's come back in this direction. He seems to love the road that we're going to use. We're a little bit far out, but I'm not in any rush to get to the area. I think we've got quite a bit of time. Maybe we'll see some cool birds along the way. But it would be nice if the lions are where they were left, which is Seskunt. So we kind of got to do a bit of a horseshoe to get to them. But if they are where they were left, it would be really nice to see them because it's always nice to see them. But if the cheetahs are doing very little in this heat, I imagine that the lions are probably going to be doing very little as well. They're even lazier. They're the laziest of all. It was both male lions this morning. So I'm sure both of them are still in that area. I think they were found this afternoon. I'm not sure if they were. We'll go have a look. But on the way, oh, a duiker dashing across the road. On the way, we'll see what else we can find. I'm hoping that maybe we get a cuckoo that'll land for us. Or what else? What else would be fabulous? Maybe some nice kudu. Kudu would be cool. All those warthogs. Even better if it's a warthog with piglets. I did promise the ladies on Zoom, there was a ladies' drive on Tuesday morning. I'm getting my days confused, but Tuesday morning, that we would learn some bird calls on the drives. So when I see a bird whose call is worth learning, then we'll stop and we'll play it and we'll learn it. And if we don't see one, then we'll have to pin it. Or if we hear a cool call, then I'll let you know. Right now, all I can hear is the sound of cicadas. I had a cicada in my shower this morning. And it was actually a very vocal cicada in my shower, and even if I try to catch it, it would like get away from me. So it was what can you do? This is where we live, in amongst the cicadas. Water piglets. Yeah, warthog piglets would be awesome, Mary. I could not agree with you more. There's nothing quite as, well, there's lots of things that are very cute out here, but something that's seriously adorable are warthog piglets. And they are so blemish-free. They don't have those warts that make them warthogs. They haven't developed like a skin that looks thick and, you know, hidey and robust and durable. They just look soft and fragile, and like they have just the most perfect little faces and the cutest little noses, and a warthog piglet is a very sweet thing. Saw a warthog with 7 piglets recently, but I think actually that was when we were in Mfolozi last week, which is a beautiful, famous game reserve in KZN. Now, I can't see the bird that I can hear. It wasn't that one. Of course, because I've stopped, I also can't hear the bird that I could hear. But I'll play it for you because I did hear it, which means that it is around us. I'll play it for you softly so that I don't interfere with the bird that's in the area. And then you'll guess it. There you go. It's calling again. Alrighty. Listen here, everybody. If you know what this call is, put it in the comments section. And if you just peeked on my phone, you're a cheetah. Should be able to hear it now in my microphone. I'm not playing it very loudly. Okay, that should be enough. If you know it, then you'll comment it for us. I can still hear it calling in the distance. There's another one that's calling. The second one that's calling is this one. They're from, here's your hint, they're from the same family. The other one that's calling is this one. If you know either of those two birds, I'm going to give you 5 minutes while we continue on. If you know what either of those two birds are, put them in the comment section, and you'll be a winner chicken dinner if you get them right.
This is about a kilometre south of the Boma, down to the flats on the eastern side, open up.
So, cheetah have been left. Everybody's kind of given up. Okay, one of you, 2 of you. Okay, Carol's got both of them. Well done, Carol. Carol said a Deirdre's cuckoo. Deirdre's. That's correct. That's how we'll remember that call. And then the red-chested cuckoo, which Mary also got the Deirdre's cuckoo. And then Carol got the red-chested cuckoo too. Pit me throw. Such a funny Afrikaans phrase. I'll never really get over that. It's such a silly thing to say. Basically translate to Peter, my wife. Pit me throw. But it's a call that even if you've never birded in your whole entire life, you know the call of the pit me throw if you've grown up in South Africa. We're going to have a bird quiz. We're going to have to find a way to make a bird quiz. Maybe in the new year we'll do an audio tracking Tuesday, and then they must guess the calls. That would be fun. That would be fun on our Instagram. We're having bird call boot camp. Mary, are they both two of your favorite calls? The cuckoos they do just bring so much joy to this area this time of the year. They're full of energy and life and vibrance, and they're attracting a mate, and they're calling, and they're just so full of vitality. I love the bush this time of the year for these reasons, for the excitement of different calls and different animals, and wow, the sky's really pretty today. It's really pretty every day. Most days. The days we'll be getting these huge thunderstorms, not less pretty, but less quintessential African safari sunset sky pretty. More dramatic, what are you bringing, how much rain will we get, kind of enjoyable. Of course, the cuckoos might be our favorites for their calls, but they're not everybody's favorites. A number of birds dislike cuckoos because of them being brood parasites. Because they're very cheeky, cuckoos. They'll lay their eggs in the nests of other birds, and then other birds end up raising their young without them. And often the cuckoo chick outcompetes the other chick, or even the cuckoo parents. There's actual footage of this. I know people who've seen it, and I've seen pictures. But certain cuckoos will fly in, lay their eggs, and then they'll fly out holding the host species' egg. So they're cheeky. And if you have a look at the difference in, I don't know how the cuckoos do this, but somebody will know, somebody will have studied it. I'll show you quickly. But they know how to mimic their host's eggs. So if you look here, let me show you a different example, just so that it's nice and clear. I'm going to show you one of these cuckoos, and then the host species egg, and you won't believe. Look here. Okay. Is that good, Andrew? Okay. So, keep it right there. I'm going to grab my pointer, but I'll put it back where it was. You just keep moving. Okay. So, if you look here, this, wakey, these are the host species eggs here. So in this instance, it's the Cape Sparrow. And this is the cuckoo's egg, the Deirdre's cuckoo's egg. It looks almost identical. It's marginally bigger, but hardly. And then if you look at a different species, the southernmost weaver, their eggs look totally different to the Cape sparrow's egg. But the cuckoo mimics it almost perfectly as well. Same thing for the southern red bishop. This egg looks nearly identical to the southern red bishop's eggs. And it's a little different for the spectacled weaver. They don't have that much speckling on the egg for some reason, the cuckoo. But what's amazing to me, totally amazing, is how all of these host species are different, and that the cuckoo knows which host it's using, and its eggs, it aligns the coloration and the patterning of its egg to the host species that it's choosing. Crazy! Nature is absolutely out of this world. Anyway, that's my little bird nerd moment for the day. I'll be done bird nerding now. Behind us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. He's probably going up north. We have Dylan behind us. Dylan Leo Smith. Rietspruit is always full of Leo Smiths. Even when the ones you expect to find are away, you'll find other ones. Alrighty. We're not that far from where we want to be. If the male lions are still around Seskant, maybe 10 minutes, maybe less, depending on how much we feel like flying. I think this is comfortable, so we're not going to go too speedy, but we'll get there. Maybe if we're really lucky, they'll serenade us. I just saw Mary being really cheeky a little earlier, saying that I got serenaded by a cicada in the shower. Definitely the first time I've been serenaded, never a bug. Gareth's gonna have to up his game. He's gonna have to learn to serenade me if the cicadas are doing it. Just jokes. I think I'd be very, very freaked out if he tried to serenade me. Whew. This heat is unrelenting. It's just building and building and building. At some point, we're going to have a thunderstorm. They threaten and they threaten and they threaten. And the other night, when Gareth and Andrew found that leopard at Mambad Dam, they felt like there was a enormous storm brewing, and nothing came to fruition. Just kind of petered out, blew away. So it has to happen. The humidity has to break. It's definitely building. But the mountain, I'm learning, the mountain does strange things to our weather. Oh my goodness. Hi, little ones. Gone, just like that. So stable on his legs already. There was a lamb for a second. For a brief second, we had a lamb. Nope. The lambs are, oh, I don't think so. They're eluding us this afternoon. Just before we went live, Andrew and I saw, we counted 6 lambs. We're not going to put too much pressure on that little one. We counted 6 lambs, and then just as we went live, gone. They dashed off into the bushes. And then this little one as well. So We're going to have to try our luck. Put a lamb on camera. So it's scrub robin calling. Very melodious, the scrub robins. Even if they do become a little bit repetitive. Hold on. What you seen? Ellie tracks. Bouncing you. I feel so contented to be out. The lighting is very pretty. The little impala lambs are very heartwarming. And this time of the year just, I don't know, makes me feel good in the bush. It's the season of plenty. It's amazing how that happens, because the season of a desolate, dry season of, to put it in the most frank terms, the season of death. Because there's just congregations of animals around small water sources. There's a lot of hunts that happen. There's a lot of, the predators take advantage of the dry season. And right after the dry season, we get the first summer rains, and then the babies start coming. We start seeing piglets and impala lambs and wildebeest calves, and it's just so special how it goes from intensity, dry, you know, really hard times to this beautiful softness of summer in the bush. I love it. I love both. They're amazing how they contrast with each other. Nature is a beastly beauty, Mary. There's nothing airbrushed about nature. It's raw and it's real, and I think that's why people love it. And I think that's why people love it more and more and more. It never gets old, and the appeal never fades. And I think it's because in a world where so much is fine-tuned and a little bit fake and a little bit perfect, too perfect for our own humanness, something about nature is very authentic and rough and rugged, and it makes no apologies or excuses for what it is. But nestled in all that brutality, there's so much delicate beauty. And that's my profound moment over. Stations. I'm keen to follow up on the last of the 2 male lions around Seskant Crib. I don't know when last the males were seen with the females, actually. I know the males have been seen regularly and the females have been seen regularly, but I can't actually remember when last the lions were seen with the lionesses. I've only been back a week today, so that's not a long time. And they were on Kaya for 2 of those days, so it's possible they were together then. I wouldn't really know. Pardon? Oh, did we drive past them? Hey? Oh, Dylan, let me let him go past us because I know he needs to be somewhere, and we're on a bumble and he's on a mission. Long time no see. Bye. Bye. Hi, bye, Dylan. That's so funny, shame. He's been behind us for a long time. I'll let him go. He's gonna drive. I thought Andrew was telling me that I'd driven past the male lions and I was so busy chatting to you over here that I'd missed them behind me, which is a possibility. The lucky thing is that with me turned looking here, Andrew's facing this way, so I'd like to think that between the 2 of us, we should cover each other. Hopefully. Hold on. Okay. Carol says we had 2 males and 3 females on the 8th. Carol, this is an embarrassing question, but was I on drive? On the 8th. Yeah, we got back on the 4th. I'm sure it would have been Gareth.
No, it was you. The lion's vocalizer.
Oh, it was me! I was the one! Oh my goodness! I remember, I knew it, I knew I could remember, but I couldn't get there. That is super embarrassing. I need to check my supplements. I need something that's going to keep my memory a little bit more active. Ooh, that is very embarrassing. I remember we had them at the corridor and they all roared at the same time. But in my defense, I was very focused on the fact that I was being annihilated by every single mosquito in the Lowveld. It's not a good excuse. That's so embarrassing. Oh well. Thank you, Carol, for being my external memory. That's very funny. So bad.
It happens to the best of us.
It happens to me all the time. You know, I often have to introduce myself to people 2 or 3 times, and I know them. I know their face. I know what we spoke about in the conversation. I know where they fit into the context. I'm like, I know who you are, but I don't know what we call you. So this was another one of those moments. There's a male lion. Oh yeah. I thought that we might be coming close because I did see Dylan's brake lights. So they are in the middle of the road, right ahead of us. Somewhere over there. I'm going to sit on this side of them. They are looking away for now, but if I have to move around them, it's going to be a bit close, and then they do respond to us. How's that, Andrew? Okay, no, I can. To the right. Okay, I'll get my spotlight out now. off for now. Oh, there's another vehicle. Right, Dylan did a loop around. There's a rhino, everybody. There's a rhino just behind the lions. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Two rhino. Thank you for making me feel better, Carol. After you embarrassed me, Kitty, you did not embarrass me. I embarrassed myself. Carol says she has customers that have been coming in for years and she still doesn't know their names, and now it's too late to ask. It is too late. Maybe you should get them to sign a piece of paper. You know, I don't know. You're updating your files. Anyway, stop talking rubbish. We are sitting with two majestic members of the Big Five, the Rietspruit male lions, and then two white rhino in the back. Now it's actually really dark. The camera's doing an amazing job, but it's tricky to see the rhino with the naked eye. It'll be interesting. We're really close to the crypt where the water is. It'll be interesting to see if those rhinos are going to take a drink. It's unlikely, it's not impossible, but I have zero confidence in these two lions trying to. I'll finish in a minute. Comes the rhino. Whoa. So cool. The rhino were like, we are out of here. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. So the rhino, I don't think that these lions would have posed any major threat. They can, but I don't think that they would have harassed the rhino at all. But, oop, here comes the rhino again. Oh my word, everyone. This is crazy. I think eventually the lions are going to move. Yeah, thought so. He's very nonchalant. Whoa. This is amazing. Oh my goodness.
Thank you all session.
I can't believe how unfazed each species is by one another. I would have expected the rhino to chase the lions or the lions to scamper off. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. lions have been replaced by rhinos. They're sniffing where the lions were sleeping. Hello, you curious thing. And now the lion, well, they might actually just flop down directly behind us. Hi. The lions are not moving very far. They're just one of them's behind the car, and the other one is just in front of the car. And the rhinos are, oh, exactly where you can see them. This is super magical. Station's 2 white rhinos have joined the sighting of the male lions. They've just joined. They haven't chased them. Okay. Very close now. These rhinos are very close. Hello. Being pushed past the back. You can see me here. Just shining on the car because they're looking here like, what are you? I mean, come on. We're not the scariest thing in this sighting, rhinos. This is crazy. That's Andrew's foot, everybody. Just for context and perspective, we are in a big 5 sandwich. Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable. I can't believe what's going on.
Station for main Gareth. Can we join you about 2 minutes out?
Affirmative.
Thank you.
Sure, I'm not sure if they're interested in us or confused by us, but they probably are. Yeah, they probably are still on this. They can definitely smell these lines. I mean, we are right in the middle of it, of all of this. The station's approaching the lion and rhino sighting. Please just approach slowly.
Copy that. Will do.
She's okay. She should. Somebody's asking if it's one hope and no hope and calf.
It's not Lulu and Kalula.
It could very well. It is.
Oh,
No, they're notched. It's not. I don't know. It's very dark for us. What you're seeing is far more. This is definitely not no hope, because this little one on the right is far too big. It might be those 2 siblings. But no hope's oldest 2 calves. Well, she actually has an older male. These lions might roar again, but I don't know. Just sit right here. So funny. You're right, Carol. Definitely not no hope and calf, but I think it could be those 2 older calves of hers. Offspring, they're not calves anymore. Oh, I just want to, I don't know, there's another 2 cars are moving into the siding, so I don't know if we should maybe get ourselves, We'll sit for a minute, but if we need to. This is unbelievable. I don't think that it's possible to understand just how close they are. Hi. Okay. We're face to face with a little rhino. It's not little. There's nothing small about this rhino. What was that? A bit of a stalemate. The rhino are going to have to move, but when is the question? With the car parked behind us, probably not anytime soon. I didn't hear the rhino. Andrew thought he heard rhino squeals, but I did not hear rhino squeals. Oof. It's not really there, I think. This is just too much. This is unbelievable. I can't believe they've all migrated right to within less than a stone's throw of our car. So I have thought about moving forward and turning around so that we can see both species, especially because now there are other cars in the siding. It's a little bit, we are slap bang, and we are the siding effectively, which is not ideal. But I mean, this whole process has been entirely natural. The lions have got up and moved towards us, and the rhino have smelt and followed the scent trail of the lions, and so we find ourselves in this rather unique situation. Let's see if the rhino may be going to move behind us. The camera is very deceiving. You can't actually see how close these rhino are, but it's amazing. This whole thing is unbelievable. Nearly kissed Andrew's foot. Backing up a little bit. Oops. Just moving behind the car now. We can hardly see them, but they're right here. Big breath, you can hear them. Oh my word. Nope, it's turning. I was going to give them a little bit of space, but I think they might turn around. Hello. Still sniffing where the lion was. eyesight of these rhinos is not fabulous. So while they can smell the lions, they're hearing us and the lions when the lions roar. The lions are not phased at all. Really investigating the scent. What on earth? The lion is on the move. The one in front of us is just crossing over. I'm going to keep the camera on the rhinos while they're so close, just because it's very, I mean, I know you can't see very much, but it's pretty spectacular to have them so close. And we need to just keep an eye on them at this proximity as well. But the lions are moving out of the siding, and so, hello. They're so close. This over here is the front of my car. You can see my hand moving. So, amazing. Also totally unbelievable. You can't plan this and you can't make it up, everyone. Everyone's gone so quiet. Shall I reverse it? I think so. We can put the lion. Okay, the rhinos have moved off a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna get this clutch right. How's that, Andrew? That's fine. I wonder if I can put the light on. I know, I'm just concerned about the. Just put a little bit of light. Okay, so the male who's in the distance, he's moving off. He's the one who was roaring. This male is pretty lazy, actually. He's letting his brother do all the hard work, but I'm sure very soon he's going to get up and follow his brother. Mary, you could not have put it better. I'm getting a heck of a lot of rhino love since returning. That was more than rhino love. That was like rhino stare into your soul. But it's incredible because not once in that very close encounter with two of the members of the Big Five, and I mean, remember, they're members of the Big Five because they're two of the most dangerous animals to be with on foot. But not once in that interaction did I feel nervous or fearful or concerned. It was a very gentle interaction. The rhinos were curious, figuring out, smelling, and of course the lions, when we're in a vehicle, they're really not very threatening. But it's amazing how in different circumstances, a rhino that close to the vehicle, I would have been concerned about. It's just interesting how the body language tells us so much about what the animal is experiencing. And also, I think there's an intuition that you have. I'm sure it's linked to reading the nuances of the body language that you can't quite put your finger on. But I've had situations where rhinos have been further away from the vehicle than these two were, and my rhino weary radar was redlining, and here I was in the green, and they were basically sniffing Andrew's feet. They can tell us how many days Andrew's been wearing this pair of socks. 5. Big yawn. Get up and follow your brother. It's particularly cheeky how this male lion over here, he got up when the rhinos were coming towards him, and he moved, and he flopped down just on the other side of the car, as if to say, you're a big enough rock, you'll keep me safe. I can't believe it. I think this is one of the most special sightings I've had on this reserve. So special. You see species interactions fairly regularly, but for them to both investigate your car as a participant in the interaction, it's something special. These animals interact with each other far more regularly than we give them credit for. I mean, for both of them, this is their home. And the water source, just a touch north of where we are now, means that it's regularly visited by both the lions and the rhinos. So I'm sure that this is not the first encounter that they've had with each other. He's up. Switch my light off so I don't blind the cars in front of us. Amazing. Look at the dust left by his feet. Cool. Should we follow him? Yeah, me too. I'm just going to wait for the rhinos to... Or not wait for them, but we don't want to put the lights on. Scare them either, so... Oh, you did bring peaceful sleep. It was one of the cars. How was that?
Spraying peaceful sleep. Yeah.
I can smell it.
Smell it.
In a good way, yeah. No, it smells like jealousy. Yeah, we should have packed ours. No, it's good, thank you. Amazing, hey?
Yeah, that was good.
Very...
It's up by the reservoir, there's lots of wildebeest, zebra, baby zebras.
Oh, really? Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's where the lions hid. Yeah, okay. Go. Have a look. Have a wonderful evening.
See you again.
Okay, thank you. Whoa. Cheers. That's amazing. This night. Okay, he's here on my left. I'm just gonna check, so there is a male lion on my left here. I'm gonna go past him and just see. Pardon? Oh, he's flat. Okay, well, how's that, Andrew? Up close and personal. It's been one of those evenings. Sure, it's been a spectacular evening, actually. Sometimes I feel like a hot lion looks like how all of us feel, with his jowls hanging and his mouth gaping. We all feel like this in the heat. Somebody asked recently, I think it might have been Becky, somebody asked on one of the drives, might have been the drive with all of, when we had the pride and the males together, but what their manes felt like. And now, if I just put the light in the right place, you can see all the debris attached to the mane at the bottom, on the left and on the right. You can just see his whole mane is covered in thorns and pieces of plant material and burrs and knots and gnats. So as sleek and as beautiful as it looks, the reality is that this mane is carrying a lot of not so soft decorations. He's beautiful. He's so big. Well, since they've settled down, I think Andrew and I are going to keep moving. We're becoming the buffet for the mosquitoes, and these lions have given us a spectacular show. So we're going to keep moving. We are going to put Peaceful Sleep in this car tomorrow, just to save us from the insanity of being annihilated by mosquitoes. But, folks, that was an off-the-chart sighting. Absolutely the stuff that you dream up when you become a guide. Interactions between species, especially two members of the Big Five. It's just, this is why we do what we do. This is why we love what we love. So unbelievably amazing. Little old Rietspruit provides the goods once more. Okay, I want to issue a challenge to everybody. The challenge is, what is one word that you would use to describe this evening's game drive? One word. I'm excited to hear your words. Everybody who can. One word. Spectacular. I like that one. That is a pretty apt word, isn't it? Spectacular. Andrew says electrifying. I was thinking thrilling. Thrilling is another one. Andrew's unexpected. Captivating. That's a beautiful one. Captivating from Becky. Spectacular from Carol. Fantastic from Betty. Hi, Betty. What did you say? Unexpected.
Oh, yeah, that's
From
the second one.
Andrew's. Electrifyingly unexpected. Andrew's breaking the rules with 2 words. A double submission.
Unexpected, I just beat that last.
It was super unexpected.
Unexpected, amazing.
Terrific.
Otherworldly.
Otherworldly.
That's a better way to put it.
Surprising. I agree, Mary. Surprising. Gobsmacking. Me.
Nice. Jaw-dropping.
Jaw-dropping. Amazing. Completely agree with you there, Becky. Amazing. Totally worth the mosquito that's just bitten me on my cheek.
5-star guys.
Aww. I can't believe Andrew's foot was in the same shot as those 2 rhinos' heads. I mean, we've had some pretty close encounters with rhinos in the last week. They've just decided that we are a little rhino magnet, and I don't know where it's coming from, but you know, we've had a similar thing happen on a number of occasions this week where we've parked relatively far and they've just approached and then hung around within 2 or 3 meters of the vehicle. And this vehicle's small. I sit lower than the rhino where I am in this chimney. And that makes it even more humbling. Humbling would be a good word for the drive. Because they're massive, actually. And we just sit here and we just trust them. We just trust and we go with the flow. Their flow, not our flow. Oh, what an honor. Let's see what everyone's saying. How many people in the world get to experience that? Well, good question, Becky. All of you did, and Andrew and I as well. But beyond that, I think as a percentage of the world, very few. Very, very few. Yeah. No, maybe I think that was just a funny looking rhino. I mean, we're also don't have a horn. Sometimes we have bad eyesight. We're basically just another rhino. What is that? At the tippity top of the tree, there's some seriously red. No, gone. Probably a bush baby. Far off though, but I thought, I don't know. It's not there anymore. I thought if it was a leopard in a tree, it would be around the right height, but the fact that it vanished so quickly that's not how a leopard's eyes perform. Friends of the interweb, it's been so much fun. This has been a drive to remember. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you for another spectacular, amazing, awesome, jaw-dropping, otherworldly game drive on Friday afternoon, same time, same place. Bye.